here. National Gallery for Modern Art, in association with Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, Southern Regional Center, cordially invites you for the inauguration of exhibition Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, a visionary artist and poet, curated by Shri Virendra Bangru. May now request the dignitaries, the chief guest on dais, please. Shri S.G. Vasudev, eminent artist, I request him to be with us. Shri Virendra Bangru, the curator of this exhibition, and Srimati Satyama Badrinath, the regional director of NGMA Bangalore. National Gallery for Modern Art and Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts is organizing the exhibition Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, an artist, a visionary and poet, for the second time in Bangalore. The exhibition will continue till 27th of this month. So kindly let your friends and relatives know and bring them to the exhibition. May I now request Srimati Satyama Badrinath, Regional Director of NGMA Bangalore, to give the welcome address, please.
Shri Vasudev, the chief guest of today's inauguration, Shri Bangru, who has curated this exhibition, my colleagues from NGMA, and also all the officials who are present here from IGNCA, and ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Vasudev, to inaugurate this great exhibition on Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. I think Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore needs no introduction. He's a visionary in every respect, whether it's poetry, whether it's art, whether it's paintings, in every which aspect. A very, very sensitive person who's been able to express his feelings and his emotions through various means and ways like art and literature. And I think we could have not thought of a better person than Mr. Vasudev, an equally sensitive person. I was just talking to him and getting a real insight into his great artistic talents, and the way he's been the founding member for most of these, right from the Cholamandal Artist Village to the NGMA, the struggle that he has undergone to make NGMA what it is today. I welcome you, sir, for inaugurating this exhibition, and Mr. Bangru, who has taken so much of effort to ensure that this exhibition can be put up at NGMA Bangalore. I welcome you too, sir. And I only wish that we would be having a lot of youngsters who will be able to come and understand by following this exhibition about the poet-philosopher Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. Thank you.
Thank you, Srimati Satyama Ji, for your welcome address. Now I request the dignitaries to light the lamp and give the inaugural signal to the exhibition, please. Thank you for all the dignitaries, for the administrative officer of IGNCA Bangalore. Now I request Shri Virendra Bangru ji to felicitate Shri S.G. Vasudev, please. With the bouquet of flowers. Now I request Shri Vasudev ji to give a flower bouquet to Pangru ji. Exchange. Thank you all dignitaries. May I now request Shri S.G. Vasudev ji to give his address, please.
I do not know what to talk because Tagore, everybody knows, one of the greatest personalities, and his contribution to theatre, literature, and music and art. And I consider him as one of the most important artists of our country. He had a vision which created Shantiniketan. At the same time, he had a personal vision. His works were not like what was done at Shantiniketan. He was very progressive. He was thinking of something else altogether. And I've heard an incident when I believe he brought an exhibition of German expressionist works way back in 30s to Kolkata. And he was very, he understood what expressionism was in Germany at that time, and Paul Klee and all these people's works. But then he found the response was not that good in Kolkata, and he packed the works, sent it back. But personally, he had a vision. He realized what it was, and so his modernity continued. His modernity in his works is completely different from other artists in the country. I was born in the same year he died, 1941. So that's a connection. I feel it's nice to say that I was born in that same year. And there is another incident where I've heard. When he was promoting Shantiniketan, two artists, Divya Prasad Rai Chaudhary, one of the eminent painter and sculptor of the country, and what's the other name? Forget now suddenly. Anyway, so I'll get the name. Two of them, they did not agree with the way Shantiniketan was going about. But they did ask Guruji, why is it you are doing something different and when the whole school is going in a very different direction? He said, don't ask me those questions. But then these two artists are extremely important in the country, and they did influence, indirectly or directly, the Madras School of Arts and Crafts. And today, the Madras School of Arts has connection with Bengal through these artists. There was Tagore had come to, I'm told that he traveled a lot and also came to Bangalore and stayed at Balabri and all those things, which I was told recently that he did that. And he made people conscious about. What I appreciate in him is that he was a rounded personality. He was not just a painter, but also a musician, and did Rabindranath Sangeet. Was, his own, interpretations and the way he wrote poetry and plays, which is something which is, very, very few people can do these things. And for me, I have only a few of his quotes, which inspires me now and then. I brought it to share with you people, if you don't mind it. He says, love is an endless mystery, for it has nothing else to explain. Another one, you cannot cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. Then he says, the highest education is that which does not merely give us information but makes our life in harmony with all experience. Then he says, do not say it is morning and dismiss it with a name of yesterday. See it for the first time as the newborn baby that has no name. The butterfly counts not months but moments and has time enough. Love does not claim possession but gives freedom. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I woke up and saw that life was service. I acted, behold, service was joy. Facts are many, but truth is one. These are the things which has inspired me over the years. And particularly when he talks about service was joy. The two artists who influenced me in my life as an artist and also as a person, K.C.S. Panikkar, who was my teacher in Chennai, and K.K. Hebar, who was a fantastic personality who encouraged me. And both these people have put this idea that service is the motto. And they themselves had enough. They did not bother about other things, but they did go to the extent of helping the younger community of artists. That's one thing which is very important when artists are very busy in exhibitions of theirs and travels and sales and commissions and things like that. But these two artists never only thought about that. They really did help the younger generation. And today, if Hebar had not planned, when he became the chairman of the State Academy of Art, scholarship scheme to send young artists, young students from this place to Shantiniketan, Baroda, Delhi and other places, we wouldn't have had such a big group of artists today creating fantastic things in Bangalore and in Karnataka. There are about 30 to 45 to 40 artists today who have benefited from these scholarships, and they have brought back their experiences and created a new movement in Karnataka. Similar thing with Panikkar, who never thought about himself. He created an artist village, Cholamandal. It was so difficult in 60s for us to live on our art, painting and sculpture. We couldn't sell anything. So he said, why don't you experiment extending your art to craft? We did that. It was very successful. So we thought we should have a place, and to working place and also to live. So we created a sort of a society, and about 30 artists joined together. We bought 10 acres of land and called it Cholamandal Artist Village. And today it's 50 years of Cholamandal. 2016, we're going to celebrate 50 years of Cholamandal. And these are the visionaries, who could think of doing something for the youngsters. And today we owe to them for whatever they did. And we owe Tagore for what he has done and what he did in Shantiniketan, and also to the entire community of writers, artists, filmmakers who are influenced by Tagore, everyone. I'm so happy that IGNCA is organizing the exhibition, and I'm happy to be associated with this. And I thank IGNCA for inviting me and National Gallery of Modern Art. Thank you.
Thank you, Vasudevji, for your sharing of your insights about Gurudev. Now may I request Shri Virendra Banguruji to share his insights.
Respected Chief Guest, Director NGMA, scholars and friends. It is a great honor and pleasure to be associated with this exhibition. Let me give some introduction how we started this exhibition, how this journey started. We started this on the 150th, the birth anniversary of Gurudev, and when we started, we were not having any collection as such. So the thing which came to me was that we had a personal collection of Krishna Kripalani. Krishna Kripalani was married to granddaughter of Gurudev. He was the adopted granddaughter. His personal collection is with us, and in his personal collections there were around 450 titles. and he's written a lot about Gurudev, Krishna Kripalani ji. And we first of all thought to put up a exhibition of books, highlighting the titles in Bangla as well as translation other languages as such. You will be astonished to know that after Bangla, the translation was available in Spanish only, not in English, of Gurudev's works. It is after this corporate has expired. Now a lot of translation has come up in the market. Now we will see market is flooded. A lot of authors are coming up with translations of his works that is now available. And now Visha Bharati also opened up their archives. Now people can work on their painting. Now the painting collection also has been brought out a few years back. Now for curating this exhibition, what we did, we first of all, scanned the book covers which were available with us, and apart from that, we did the digitization of the entire collection of Rabindra Bharati there in Visha Bharati. Around 1500 paintings were scanned, documented. Apart from that, letters and photographs. And from all this scanned material and the material which was lying in archives in this Times group and Hindu group, that also we scanned to build up a database of archival material so that we can do some curation, do some exhibition as such. So this is how we started to put up a small show in Delhi in our center first of all, and from there with the collaboration of Delhi Sahitya Parishad, we did another exhibition. It was inaugurated by the then Finance Minister, Honorable now he's President Pranab Mukherjee, Honorable President of India. He inaugurated it there with the collaboration of Sahitya Academy, we did it. And from there we have been traveling to different states of this country. From there we visited Rampur. Rampur is an Oriental library. They got a very good Oriental collection of manuscripts. And there I came to know that the connection, his father was a Persian scholar also. He has translated a lot of Persian works from Persian to Bangla, that is there, and I came to know it from Rampur only, that Diwan-e Hafiz, he translated, his father. And then when he visits this Arab countries, he also paid visit to Hafiz's this tomb also. So these connections are there, so we have to explore a lot of these connections. There was a background, he was nurtured in a particular philosophical background, and then his journey continued. And from Rampur we went to Dehradun, I was told that his son Rabindranath, he spent his last 8 years in Dehradun only. He left Shanti Niketan, he was vice chancellor there, because there were some ill doings as such over there. He was not satisfied with the working culture over there. Then he shifted to Dehradun, and he died in Dehradun only. So there are lot of things are coming up when we visit from place to place. From this Dehradun, we had an exhibition there in Silchar, Assam, Silchar Barak Valley. And Barak Valley, there has been a lot of connection with Tagore family. Tagore stayed there, he wrote his poetry is also attributed to places there in Barak Valley. From Barak Valley, we moved to Tripura. And Tripura is also the family, royal family. They also helped Gurudev in his foreign travels abroad, and they held him in high esteem, the royal family of Tripura, and he was held in high esteem there, Gurudev. And Gurudev was given a royal treatment whenever he visited there in Tripura. So this is how we traveled from there. From Tripura, we are now in Bangalore, and this exhibition, one of the exhibitions going on in Tripura, and Tripura, they are going to set up a museum on Gurudev. So we are helping them to build up the museum there in Tripura. Tripura, there is presently there is this governor's house. It is being converted to museum in Tripura. So we are helping them to set up this museum. It will be based on photographs, letters, and some collections which will be collecting from Tripura state. And coming to this exhibition, we have different sections in this exhibition. We'll start from the Jivan Smriti, life sketch of Gurudev, his family and other. Then his Jivan Yatra. Jivan Yatra gives a chronology of his 80 eventful years. From Jivan Yatra, we move to his poetry. He wrote more than 1,000, poetry as such. From poetry, moved to his drama. Then he performed in dramas also. You will be seeing his photographs over here. Then his celluloid tribute, that is there. His lot of films have been made on his short stories that you can see in the photographs. There is a listing of the films which have been made on his works. Then from there is one important segment is about the home and the world. Gore Bore, there is a story also written by Gurudev. No, what he did when we were under the shackles of slavery, a celebrated poet, he was known all over the world. He was given war and procession by the heads of the states wherever he visited. So you will see that he visited Egypt, the king of Egypt. He welcomed him. He gave him the warm reception. Then king of this Iran, king of Iraq, they received him. They gave him a red carpet welcome, and he visited other countries also, Japan, China, Russia. So he had a great fan following in all these countries. So I believe that Gurudev is, we may remember him at this moment, but he is going to be remembered after 1,000 years. So he talked about the globalization. That is a thing people do talk, but still we are, working in segments. So that is there. But the message which he has given, so it will be remembered in future, I believe. So we need to celebrate him, but I don't think there is much talk about his works, his contribution as such. So whatever he has written about and whatever he propagated also throughout his life. So we need to talk more about it. And coming to painting as such, painting also there's a great contribution. So he has been, I just quote what he writes about his painting. I think this he quotes about when he used to do doodling as such, scribbling, erasing, then drawing some figures. He has been very honest in his statement over here. Just read about it. When the scratches in my manuscript cried like sinners for salvation. When the scratches in my manuscript cried like sinners for salvation and assailed my eyes with the ugliness of their irrelevance, I often took time in rescuing them into a merciful finality of rhythm. But I think this is about his early, experimentation with the drawing and painting. But I believe he experimented early, but then he really evolved a style. He evolved a thinking, a process for drawing, for creating. That is there. So this rhythm flows through and through in his paintings. So that there are copies over here. So originals you can see in the National Gallery of Modern Art down below. 2 paintings I found there. They are on display. I think they are having more than a dozen paintings, I believe, over here. So I think this is just a small effort as such on our part to make people familiarize with his multidisciplinary approach that was there, and then his thinking, his area of discipline, you will see, wide and varied. He experimented in all the faculties of arts as such. So this is eye opener. This is the inspiration for all age groups. So from a child to persons who retired, this thing, there is nothing to do as such. So when people retire at the age of 69, he started painting. Until his death, painted more than 2,000, I think around 3,000 paintings. They have been listed now. So his inspiration for all age groups and his inspiration for all times to come, I believe. So I think world will look, maybe not today, tomorrow, day after, on his works, on his message as such. So it will pave way for a new world, I believe, his writings. Thank you very much. I will take you around this gallery and we can communicate, we can interact on various things. Thank you very much.
Guruji, for your address. Now may I request Shri Darshan, Assistant Curator of NGMA Bangalore, to propose the vote of thanks.
On behalf of NGMA Bengaluru and IGNCA Southern Region Center, I would first like to thank Sri S.G. Vasudev for accepting the invitation to inaugurate the exhibition this evening. IGNCA and NGMA Bengaluru would like to give our thanks to Sri Virendra Bangru, curator of the exhibition, for putting up this exhibition here. Our thanks to Srimati Satyabama Badrinath, Director, NGMA Bengaluru, for her generous support in organizing this exhibition at NGMA Bengaluru, Director, IGNCA Southern Region Center, members of Advisory Committee, NGMA Bengaluru, and the Ministry of Culture, Government of India for making this exhibition possible here. Finally, a thanks to all the staff members of IGNCA SRC, my colleagues at NGMA Bengaluru for installing and mounting this exhibition. Thank you all. There will be now a formal opening of this exhibition by Sri S.J. Vasudev, followed by high tea at the cafeteria. I request everyone to join us at the cafeteria after viewing the exhibition. Before we conclude, I have a small announcement. We have a walkthrough at 3 p.m. tomorrow with the curator of the exhibition here at NGMA. Please do join us for that. Hope you all have a nice evening and enjoy the exhibition. Thank you all.